In this video, I'm going to show you how to shave the neck region of your beard and the little tips and tricks that make sure your neckline is appropriate for your beard. And I'm also going to talk about the mistakes that you could make so you don't make them. Okay, so shaving your neck area of your beard can be a little bit challenging. It comes down to two things. Firstly, it's the neckline, and secondly, it's the kind of shape that you want at the bottom of your beard, and you have to make sure that those two things match up. Now, my beard is relatively long, and so you can't really see my neckline, but when my beard was much shorter, the neckline is something that defines a beard, and it can really change a bad beard into a good beard or a good beard into a great beard. So what I want to do first is go over the two ways that you can tell where your neckline is. The common mistakes are that it's too low or too high, but here are the two things that you can do to make sure you know where your neckline is. The first one is to push your head as far down as possible, like push your neck into your chest, and push your finger up until you feel like the top of the crease. So that top of the crease is kind of where your neck and your head connect. And that is the perfect place for your neckline of your beard. Don't want to go any higher because it will start coming up underneath your jaw, and any lower and it will give you a big fat mass under your chin. So the second way, just to double check, is to lift your head all the way up, grab two fingers and put them at the top of your Adam's apple. And the top of the line of the sort of top finger is your neckline for your beard. So those two methods are going to be the way where you can best find out where your beard neckline should be. Okay, now that we've kind of determined where the beard neckline is, we need to work out what shape. So here we say, okay, it's about here, and I'll double check. For me, that's about here, which is good. Now, going across from your ear, you want to kind of sweep down and connect that. All right, so a nice kind of like line which goes from behind your ear and sweeps down and connects to that middle point of your beard neckline. That's where you really want the shape to kind of like sit, and cutting it in. Okay, so there's a two-step process. So first of all, I like to use a trimmer to define where all of this is going to go. So I don't jump into my single blade safety razor right away. I use a trimmer first. So I use a trimmer because it's just easier to handle. You don't have to use sort of water and shaving balm. So this is what I use first, and using those same techniques, I now know that my beard line should be about here based on the two finger technique, and so that's what I'll shave in now. Okay, so once I've shaved in the neckline and trimmed it up, I like to get a defined sort of line by using a safety razor with a fresh blade. So let's change that. So this is an antique one that one of my beard sort of friends found on eBay, and I've used it ever since. But yeah, go check out Beard Growing Pro, because this video is based on an article on my website, beardgrowingpro.com, and there you'll see my recommended tools, and you'll see the safety razor that I like. So also here is the Gillette 7 O'Clock Super Platinum. I've tried a range of different safety sort of double-edged blades, and this one seems to be the best for me at the moment. There are some packs online where you get a kind of whole selection of them, and that's really handy. So yeah, change up the blade, and what I like to do before I shave with this is I put it in some hot water. I think that kind of helps just yeah, keep the blade, I guess, malleable a little bit more. But yeah, it's just something I've always done. So I put it in hot water just for a couple of minutes just to heat it up. And while that's happening, I like to use a beard shaving brush, which is awesome. It really lathers up well, and just a simple shaving cream. So those two and the safety razor is how I get a nice defined line underneath my chin and on my neck area. So I'm at the stage where I've trimmed it up. Now I'm going to shave it. Super easy. This lathers up really well. And then with my safety razor, I just cut downwards initially from that line. The reason I like using a safety razor is because it's got a single blade, which means that you're less likely to get ingrown hairs. And also it's just super cheap. I'm also a little bit environmentally conscious. So here I'm just chucking away a little bit of metal that will rust over time rather than plastic in the cartridges and that sort of stuff. So yeah, this is really awesome. Super, once you've got it. And it does take a little while to get used to shaving with one of these, but super long strokes. Many passes that are light rather than like a razor cartridge where you're digging at your skin. But I absolutely love it because it gives a nice defined edge on my beard line. So after going down, I will go up. The great thing about it being double-sided is that you can use it this way and then turn it around in between rinses. So it kind of doubles your efficiency if that's what you're into. And there we have it. There's the neckline of my beard shaved up. And like I said, my beard's quite long at the moment, so you can't really see it, but it does feel awesome. And it does mean that, yeah, I just like the feeling of my beard, and it's nice to have a defined neckline. It kind of tidies it up underneath a little bit. And now I'll put on some beard oil, some beard balm, and let's talk a little bit more about shaving the neck area of your beard over at my computer. So there we are. Those are the two ways that you can see where your neckline is and how to make it nice and smooth. You remember that line from the back of the ear sweeping down, and that's where you want your neckline to be. The biggest mistake you can make is making your neckline too high. It kind of adds an extra layer that doesn't need to be there, i.e. when you get to your beard line and then where your head attaches to your neck and there's the neckline, it just looks a little bit uncomfortable. And try not to go for the style of beard, if you're going for a full beard, where you trim up under your jawline, because what that's going to do is reduce this thickness. So go check out my other video on why does my beard look thin, and that's one of the biggest culprits of making your beard look thin, is taking too much of this away, the stuff that supports the front, the stuff that makes it dense. So that's the biggest mistake I see. So don't trim your beard line or your neckline too high, and you'll end up with a nice thick dense beard that you won't be able to see through so easily. So yeah, those are all the tips. So this video is based on an article on Beard Growing Pro. I'll put the link in the description, but if you go there and how to shave a neck line into Beard Growing Pro search bar, you'll find this article. And also let me know in the comments your tips for shaving a neckline. I'd love to hear them. If this video was useful for you, please remember to give me a subscribe, a thumbs up, all of that YouTube algorithm stuff. That helps me a lot, and I can't wait to share more with you in the next video.